Folks, if we need to get better in life, we first have to get the correct diagnosis. And our diagnosis is very simple. Britain is broken and Britain needs reform. And that is where we are as a country. Now, Keir Starmer will tell us Britain's not broken. Kemi Badenoch will tell us Britain's not broken. But the truth is, these two parties have broken our country. We are broken in terms of an exploding population. We are broken in terms of the mass deterioration of law and order. We are utterly broken when it comes to the defence of the realm. Can you imagine it? The nation of Nelson. And 17 days ago, an RAF base in Cyprus came under direct attack from Iranian missiles. And 17 days later, after the Greeks had sent a ship to help us, the French had sent a ship to help us, the Spanish had sent a ship to help us, and 17 days on, HMS Dragon has made it as far as Gibraltar. I mean, can you believe that a nation that was built on sea power has sunk to these depths? 14 years of a Conservative government running down our armed forces whilst pushing up the welfare bill. And now a Labour Prime Minister who can't make his mind up on basically anything. We are being humiliated on the world stage. Humiliated on the world stage. And you know what? We, in Reform, are not going to have this. We're going to stand up for our nation, stand up for our culture, stand up for our history, stand up for our people, stand up for those that go to work, that get up in the morning, pay their taxes and obey the law, and an end to giving in to international courts, an end to the European Court of Human Rights telling us we can't deport serious criminals. And we also have to face the hard facts that whilst there are many, many people who've come to Britain from overseas, who've integrated, who've become part of the communities, whose kids play with our kids, we've allowed groups of people, large groups of people now to populate many parts of our inner cities where, far from integrating with British culture, they in many cases don't learn the language, and they want to impose their way of life on us. And we say, never, ever, ever, we will stand up for our language, we will stand up for our culture, we will not bow down to threats from any overseas organisation or anyone that doesn't recognise the greatness, freedom and independence of our country. And that is vital. That is vital. It's a period of complete political failure. Economically, we're going down the drain. Our young, brilliant people are leaving the country. As hundreds of thousands leave, talented people, taxpayers, entrepreneurs, business types, and frankly, they're being replaced by goat herders from Afghanistan. Now, that comment will get me in trouble, but that's okay. I've spent my whole life being in trouble, daring to challenge the status quo. But I mean, think about it. The last 3 million people that came in under Boris Johnson's Conservative government, remember that? A government that was voted in to deliver the promises of Brexit, opened up the door in a way that had never been seen before. 3 million came, and only 20% of them were on work permits. The rest, in many cases, we'll be paying for decades to come. This is not leadership. This is not patriotism. This is not belief in a country and its people. It is weakness, surrender, bowing down to political correctness, bowing down to a social media mob. We have been led by gutless men and women, unprepared to stand up and fight for the right values. And I tell you what, you can leave tonight agreeing with us, you can leave tonight disagreeing with us, but don't doubt one thing. I and my colleagues have the courage to stand up and fight for what is right, and to hell with any criticism we may get. We have got to turn this country around. We've got to control our borders. And frankly, if you come here by boat as a young adult male who throws his phone and his passport into the English Channel at 12 miles, under our government, you'll be detained and deported, no questions asked at any point in time. And we cannot go on with a population increase of 10 million over the last 20 years just through immigration. We have to be careful about the numbers we get in, and those that come into our country should be a benefit to us and not a burden to us. And that is fair and right and reasonable and decent. And we must stand up for decency and hard work. What is wrong with getting up in the morning and going to work? I have a number of people now that say to me, Nigel, I get up at 5 o'clock, I leave the house at 6, I come back 12 hours later, I'm paying more tax than I've ever paid in my life, and the people next door, oh, it's different for them. They get up at midday. They smoke dope all afternoon. Then Deliveroo comes around in the evening. We're paying people not to work. We're diagnosing people with conditions like mild anxiety. I have mild anxiety every morning when I wake up. We cannot go on. We've got to recognise that hard work is good. We've got to recognise that sending millions of our kids in the last 2 decades to university to study social sciences was far too many of them, with far too much debt, when actually what the country needs are people with trades and skills, and that we must encourage. And we've got to end this net zero lunacy. Lunacy. Oh, I'm enjoying that. For years, Richard Tyson and I were called lunatics. Well, maybe some truth in it, but lunatics for daring question the agenda. But for a country that produces less than 1% of global CO2 emissions, we now have the highest energy prices in the world. Our energy prices are minimum 4 times greater than that for America, double that of France. And what is happening is we're losing steel making, we're losing shipbuilding, we're losing cement making, we're losing chemicals. We are deindustrializing our country in the name of net zero. It is utter, arrant madness, started by the Conservatives, and we will end it. We will end it. Oh, and we'll. While we're at it, we'll end Ed Miliband too as a minister. Today, Robert Jenrick, who is now our Shadow Chancellor, announced that a reform government would remove the 5% VAT on domestic heating bills in line with our Brexit freedoms. He announced we will remove the tax on your bills that goes to subsidise the wind farms in the North Sea, where the blades are all made in China and the firms that own them are all foreign. If renewables are to work, that's fine, but they're not to work on the backs of you paying too much money on your bills, as you've been doing for the last 20 years. Now look, we can't wave magic wands. We can't pretend we're perfect. We can't pretend we have the answers to everything, and I never, ever would. But I can tell you that we believe looking after money is important. The country is going bankrupt. We've got to start working hard, producing goods. I can tell you we want to reindustrialise the country rather than import everything. And the most absolute lunacy that has come out of this war in Iran is we're now down to 2 days' gas supply in the country. And talk now, maybe in a month, of fuel rationing in Britain. Whilst we sit on a North Sea and onshore resources in Lincolnshire and Lancashire, where we could not just be self-sufficient in oil and gas, we could be an exporter of oil and gas, raising billions in revenue, creating tens of thousands of jobs. And I say, let's produce our own oil, our own gas in our own country. And you won't hear this. You won't hear this from anybody else. Which brings us neatly onto Milton Keynes, now represented by 3 Labour MPs. One of whom used to work for YouGov, who those of you who follow the news will know that I've been at war with over the last few weeks. And your council, of course, is a Labour-run council. So how have they done? It's the old Eric Morecambe gag, isn't it? What do you think of it so far? Council tax up 4.99% every single year. Debts in this council of £377 million. Daily interest rate payments from this council of £38,000 a day. Think of that. Extraordinary, isn't it? So what can we do? Well, we run 10 councils by majority around the country. We're in minority control in 2. It is not easy running local government. Social care provisions, send needs for kids, all of these things are not easy. What I can tell you is that our increases in council tax in reform-led councils in our first year are lower than any other party, and I'll make you a promise, if we win Milton Keynes, we will not increase your council tax by 4.99% next year. But there's something here in Milton Keynes that is even more serious than whether it's 3% or 4.99%, and it's this. I've looked at the crime statistics for Milton Keynes. Folks, they're horrifying. They're absolutely horrifying. Crime in Milton Keynes increased by, and that's recorded crime, increased by 17% last year. Now in Milton Keynes there are stabbings. Now in Milton Keynes there are murders. Now in Milton Keynes shoplifting is rife and almost no one gets prosecuted. Antisocial behaviour is increasing. The rise in sexual crimes in Milton Keynes, frankly, is worrying and appalling. And all of this overseen by a local Labour administration and a national Labour government who continue to pursue a policy of releasing people early from prison. Well, I'm sorry, but we will take a different approach. We will urge the police, urge the Crown Prosecution Service here in Milton Keynes to pursue and prosecute every single case of shoplifting, of antisocial behaviour, and get a grip on crime here on Milton Keynes before it becomes unlivable. And it needs to be done. It needs to be done. The social problems across our country are writ large here in Milton Keynes. So we face elections here on the 7th of May. There'll be 60 council seats available in Milton Keynes. It's all held by Labour, but I think we're in with half a chance. Do you think we're in with half a chance? Good. You know what? We start winning Milton Keynes in local elections. We'll start winning Milton Keynes in general elections. If we win in places like Milton Keynes, we'll win a majority at the next general election and begin the turnaround that this country so desperately, desperately needs. I know that the vast majority here of you have never been to a Reform meeting. Maybe you've come along because you're curious. But I want to say this to all of you. Those of you that came already with us, those of you that are thinking about us. We are trying our absolute damnedest. I'm giving this everything. I've made a massive sacrifice to come back into politics to do this, as have many of my colleagues. We are made up of men and women who have more experience of the real world, of business, of what actually goes on than both of the other parties. We are doing this at cost because we believe in our nation. We respect those that went before us and sacrificed so much in 2 world wars and all that came afterwards. We are desperate to maintain our Judeo-Christian culture which underpins the entirety of our civilization. But we cannot do it on our own. We can only do it with you. If you join our People's Army, if you help us achieve this goal, and you know something? If you've come along tonight and you agree and you don't do anything, maybe in 10 years' time, you'll regret that. Because if we don't turn this around, in 10 years' time, I suspect we will have sunk to being a third world nation. That is how serious this is. And you all know it, don't you? You all know it. You all share those fears that I have and most decent people have. So my plea to you tonight is we need another 10 people to come and stand for us in these elections in Milton Keynes. As you leave this evening, there are tables where you can register your interest with us. I want you to stand with us. I want you to be part of this People's Army. I'd love others of you to join us, become members of us. This may be the last chance we have. This could be the last chance we have to turn this nation around. I am determined that we're going to do this. I'm a fighter. Nothing puts me off. I'm not frightened of the Prime Minister, mind you, no one is. I am determined to do this, and I ask you, will you help me achieve this and turn our country around? Thank you.